changed to put that on there. So everything changes, and as much as you can write on these things, you should know what you're doing and keep with it. And I've had so many of these disappear, you couldn't believe how many of these things disappeared. Okay.
Yeah, I got a question. Doyle, if you're building a 16-foot boat, you're saying out of 48 inches, you're going to make 2 cuts and end up with 3 pieces that are 15 and...
Are you going to make one boat? You're going to cut it down the middle and make one boat with those high sides?
We're gonna make a Chris Page.
Well, he
Skiff.
just said that he wanted low sides, so you're
Who
saying,
does?
well, that's what Rick said.
He wants a Chris Page flounder boat.
Chris
Right.
Page flounder boat, yes.
Okay, so...
We're not really gonna, by the way, who knows who Chris Page was?
Everybody.
Everybody in here knows who Chris Page. I taught school with Chris Page for a number of years. And I'm gonna tell you what, I'd almost say put him up against, people who floundered than anyone else unless they used nets. Chris Page didn't use a net. And I'm going to tell you this story about Chris Page. We used to all go down to Laredo, and out of Laredo, Brown Oil Tools had about 10 miles out of town, had a big hunting lease. I mean, that they maintained all the time for us to go, for people who worked for the company and other people, guests to go hunting on. So anyway, a friend of ours, she was coming down from San Antonio in her car, and right before she got to Laredo, to the city limits of Laredo, she got a ticket from the Boys in Black and White. And one of the friends that at that particular time was real good friends with Ray Brownhill, Brown Oil Tools, and Houston,
Trout in here.
was the sheriff of Laredo, Texas there.
Can you get him in it too?
No. Who's that? Sheriff of Laredo?
He's dead by now.
Yeah. But anyway, the sheriff down there, on the highway, she got a ticket coming into Laredo, and so the sheriff in Laredo said, give me the ticket. He gave the ticket to her. And so, anyway, whenever we were down there the next time in Laredo, and he said, everything's okay. And so we asked today, what does it take to talk to these guys? He said, bring them a few fish from the coast. Well, Chris Page taught school here at North Ranges. Everything he would be out finding. It happened to be a Thursday night he was finding. And he filled one of these big igloo boxes up with clams. With just a little ice. I mean, it was stinking full, and it was hard to pick up. And that's what we took to the sheriff in Laredo to take care of this lady's ticket.
It's illegal, isn't it?
Not believe it. I want to tell you that Chris Page
That's illegal.
would rather go floundering than almost teach school. I mean, he put flounder next after teaching school. He's a
Mr. Marek,
science teacher.
it's been a long time since I saw you. Dan Parker talked to you on the phone a few times in the last few years.
I don't know your dad.
One of my-
I don't know your dad. Do I?
Yeah.
Patrick Parker.
I didn't know.
I want to tell you that cut back Pat. Pat Parker was
Yeah.
back here too. But his dad, let me just tell you this thing. Well, he was out at the University of Texas and so forth, and he got to be the president of the school board and everything. And this is no lie. The teachers in the elementary school, that's about all we had back in those days, was an elementary school before we got to high school and everything. He would come up and he made his trip to the HBLC elementary school about once every month. He'd just come through to check with her, come up, talk to the superintendent or something else. And some of the teachers in that building were just about shaking when they walked down the aisle, because here comes a guy who could hire you or fire you, you know. And so, but anyway, he'd walk down those aisles, and he would shake the building when you went through it, you know. And they'd all, it never bothered me. I'd find him in the room and everything else, but he was. What was he doing out there at the University of Texas? He was doing the same thing we were doing at school. But he was one of the finest school board members people that I never.
Well, thank you, I appreciate that,
He was-
Mr. Merrick.
I want to tell you what, I was just them walking in the building, I don't know what they were guilty about or not, but I'll tell you what, 2 out of every 3 teachers would be nervous whenever he'd show up.
Not bad for a 5'7" crippled guy. Mr. Merrick, could I get you to move over to the middle here? I'm gonna take a quick group portrait of you guys for the South J. If I could get you to come right here to about the middle and turn that thing toward me this way. Can anybody get this thing up high, or so it will be hanging into the photo?
Tell me come over here, then you stood right in front of me.
Or high, caps?
Lasso it.
Okay, everybody, Mr. Merrick wants y'all to take your hats off. I got it.
Sorry that guy out. The Globetrotter.
I'll take a few to make sure I get it right. I'll keep coming back at you guys.
That's a drag.
Everybody make your faces visible. I tell all the elementary kids when I take group photos, 1, 2, 3. Hang on. Let's turn it on. 1, 2, 3. We do a few. Hang on. Okay, looking good. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. All right, thank you.
Now get on that chair and get that thing back down.
How about stick?
It's a broom. It's a broom.
Get that cord back there.
How high?
Let's try it again. Let's try it again.
How high are the sides on a Chris Skiff?
We're gonna cut that thing, we're cutting in half.
Well, hell, he doesn't need it.
He did not.
Well, he knows. We just hadn't pinned him down yet.
You don't know either.
Somebody said something else, you know what I mean?
He said 18 inches. Cut it in half.
Maybe I didn't get that.
Cut it in half. Shot line. 24 here. You already got it down there? I want to do this. I want to do this. Watch out, Marty. Get up.
A lot of times the wind would pick up at night.
We ready?
No, okay.
Ready?
Yeah.
Come on up.
Come on, man.
How's that?
Well, I don't know. Let's
Never
just
seen
see.
a fire line from a life.
Let's just see.
Line.
Now, John,
That's what they call me, Papa Line.
we want to use pencil though. We want some reference lines going across.
Okay.
2 foot?
2 foot? Yeah, about every 2 foot down through there.
So you don't lose, yeah.
About every 2 foot down through here, we want some reference lines. So that way when we lay them together, we're working on the inside, we have the places to measure from. It's an honor to hear. Yeah, the more reference lines you got, the better it is.
2 foot or
Make it 3 foot.
3 foot apiece?
2 foot.
Yeah, 3 foot would be good.
What's the length on this, 16?
These are 16-foot boards.
Is that how long the boat's gonna be, or are we gonna cut it down?
It's about
I think it's 18
16.
inches.
Obviously less than 16, but basically 16 foot.
That's 20, that's 20 inch size.
Probably gonna be about 15 and a half when it's done.
On the boat, are you gonna do that 16?
Show him 18. 18's what you
Here's
told me the other
18 right
day.
here.
We're gonna cut them at 18.
That's what you told me the other day you wanted to cut them, was 18. Chris Page, 18.
Okay, I understand it. He wanted them lower than that, but I told you 18 inches.
You told me
so it's
18.
Well, then
He
go 20.
actually wanted those to be lower than that.
Well, yeah.
The reason for it is he didn't like the wind pushing him around. But let's go ahead and cut it at 18. So his first boats he had were up about that big. I don't see, I know it's gonna go in the museum and everything else.
It all
but
depends
that's
on,
none of that.
it all depends on.
Rick wanted it this small. Chris made it was that you guys built.
18 inches.
Hell no, you just cut a straight line.
I know, but when we flip it over, we do it.
Did what?
Okay, well, what,
No, what are you talking about?
The highest end and the
the
lowest.
height of the bow is 23 inches, and the height of the stern is 18 inches. Is that correct?
That's from the floor, that you cut a straight piece,
You cut a straight line.
Okay.
straight line.
We're gonna do a straight sided boat.
They are.
Right.
Okay.
Have you
We're
ever,
not gonna do.
I understand.
We're not gonna do the taper. We're gonna do a straight side boat. It makes it flatter looking.
You don't cut one end bigger than the other, you cut it the same size all the way down. When you put that spreader frame in there and you start kicking it twice, it picks it up here like this. He said that boat right there, he said that boat like that will kill you flounder, during the flounder. He said, he said the wind's gonna push you around. So, but I don't want it, he wanted that thing really low. Let's put it at 16 inches.
You want to look at it?
Make it 16 inches wide.
okay, then you'll get 3 pieces out of it. Then you'll have 3 pieces. You'll have a half of another,
What you gonna do the other?
you'll have half of another boat.
Build it a half inch, or you half for another boat, okay? You put it
Yeah,
on there.
that's all I'm saying, you get 3 pieces out of it.
Yeah. Now, you told him you wanted that skiff. That's what, you told him what you wanted.
Yeah, Chris Page's boat.
All right, well, it looks like shit when you build it. It doesn't look all nice and the nice Marek lines like my boat that I built that he
okay.
The one he designed right here, it won't, it looks nice. This one, is it, you sure that's what you want? That's exactly what we want. 18 pages boat. 18 inches. All right, let's go.
18 inches?
Yes. All right.
No, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Doyle, 18 or 16? God, 18. 18.
God, 16 inches, you'll sink it if you go on the side.
Not really, I've got one going right now that's.
You want it like that? It's whatever y'all want.
Up there, I've got a 4.5 foot wide bottom. Sides that we're building right now.
You know what I mean, though? When you walk over to one corner of the back,
It's not gonna.
you know,
Depends on how you're gonna use the boat, John Henry.
I'm fine with whatever y'all
You
want.
know, every boat's different, and it's built different for a reason.
I understand.
You know that.
Well, we got it.
Regardless what we
It's
cut,
a legitimate design, so let's cut it.
Yeah. 16?